Okay, people are joining. Okay, I'll start the video. Then you can
start. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for attending this ConnecTogether event. During this event, we have automatic closed captioning available. Please go to the bottom of the Zoom meeting, click Live Transcript, and then Show Subtitles to turn them on. Before we begin, we'd like to take a quick moment to let you know how you can join an opinion research panel made specifically for British Columbians living with disabilities.
For 25 years, the Disability Foundation has been fostering meaningful experiences for Canadians with disabilities through outdoor recreation, social connectedness, innovative adaptive devices, and more. Today, we are asking, how has the pandemic affected you? Help strengthen decision-makers' understanding of your needs and experiences by joining an online opinion research panel consisting solely of people with disabilities and their caregivers. Make a difference in your community today. The Disability Foundation. Reimagine what is possible.
Did you know? Young adults with disabilities have a harder time getting hired. Break down barriers by sharing your story. Take our survey.
Okay, you can start.
All right. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a seated adaptive yoga practice. Thank you for joining me. And so, as always, an invitation to start by finding a comfortable sitting position. And so, if possible, move away from the back of the chair. And so come forward enough so that you're sitting forward on your sits bones. And then when you're ready, an invitation to place one hand on your belly, the other on your chest, just over your heart. And maybe closing your eyes softly or softening your gaze. And then simply breathe in between your hands. And then when you're ready, an invitation with one hand placed over your heart, the other on your forehead. And so these are called Somatic Holds, and they were created by Peter Levine. And as a way to nurture ourselves and move away from the busyness, going a million miles an hour, more into rest and digest place. And then when ready, reach across, place your right hand under your left armpit, the other on your shoulder. We drop your chin towards your chest. And so it feels like a little hug. Settling here for a few breaths. And then an invitation to place your hands in whatever position felt loveliest for you. And we'll sit for a few breaths in this position. And slowly releasing your arms by your side, turn your palms face up, and shake your hands vigorously. And so if anything I share with you today does not feel comfortable, if it doesn't feel right, skip it and come back to your breathing. And so when we're focused on our breathing, we are practicing yoga. And so from here, let's transition into a practice of mindful movement. So as you're ready, with your hands resting on your thighs or your knees, begin by reaching your arm up to the sky. And then slowly float your arm down. So gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. So let's explore linking our breath with our movement. On inhale, reaching up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down, the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Relax both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs to your knees. And we'll begin this gentle movement on the other side. So reaching up to the sky and slowly float your arm down. So gentle movement, reaching up, up. Slowly float your arm down. So adding a gentle breath to the movement on inhale, reaching up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down, the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side, this time reaching both arms up to the sky. Take a look between your palms and then return your gaze on the horizon. Fold your fingers in, pressing into the palms of your hands, or maybe placing your hands on the back of your head. And together we can shout out, I am, I can, and I will. And with a sigh of relief, float your arms down by your side. So a little shake out again. Wiggly fidgets. A little more vigorous this time. And so as you're ready, bring your arms in front of you. We'll transition into a gentle warm up for our neck. And so on inhale, lift your chin. And then exhale, tuck your chin in. So inhale, extend. Exhale, flex. Inhale, extend. exhale, flex. When you're ready, bring your head back to a neutral place. And then turn your gaze looking past your shoulder. Bring your head back center, turn your gaze looking past your opposite shoulder. Inhale, come on back center, turn your gaze looking past your shoulder. Inhale, come back center, and then turn your gaze looking past your shoulder. Your head back to a neutral place, float your arms down. And then as you're ready, drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm by your side, pushing through the palms of your hands. Reach your arm up to the sky. And then slowly float your arm down. Bring your head back center, palm face up at the heart. So 3 more times, same side. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand. Reach your arm up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Head comes back center. Palm face up at the heart. So an invitation to practice this movement 2 more times in your own time and rhythm. Of course, I'm here for a visual if you need or want. And so this movement is called nerve flossing, the nerves-like movement. And so finish up the movement that you're on if you haven't already. Release your arms by your side, rest your hands on your thighs, your knees, and we'll come into the movement on the other side. So as you're ready, drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand. Reach your arm up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Head comes back center. Palm face up at the heart. 3 more times, same side. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand. Reach your arm up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Head comes back center. Palm face up at the heart. So 2 more times in your own time and rhythm. And so finish up the movement that you're on if you haven't already. Relax your arms by your side, let your hands rest on your thighs. Palm up or down as desired. And take a moment to notice how's your breath. Notice any subtle sensations. Trust that the sensations are there. And so it's not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. And then when you're ready, elbows bent, soft fists. Let's flex and extend our wrists. And so if you happen to have a yoga buddy today that can help with some of the movements. So not doing the movements for you, however, guiding. A lovely way to go. And then as you're ready, extend your fingertips and then curl your fingers. Extend your fingertips, curl your fingers. Extend your fingertips, curl your fingers. The soft fists, Turn your hands face up and then deviate your wrists from side to side. And then circle your wrists in one direction. Circle your wrists in the opposite direction. Maybe even noticing, is one wrist tighter than the other? So you tend to be tighter on one.
Is all this cracking normal?
Is all the what?
The cracking in my wrist. Is that all normal?
I would say yes. However, if you have a concern, you might want to get it checked out.
Old age.
Oh, yeah.
That's my concern.
And then when you're ready, with your hands resting on your thighs or your knees, we'll just tap your fingers. And then up maybe a little higher, so air piano. So we're getting the synovial fluid, Mother Nature's WD-40 flowing into all the joints, little joints in our hands. Turn your palms face up and then circle your thumbs in one direction. So it might be micro movements, visualizing the movement. So if you're visualizing, imagine that you're doing the movement. So imagination's powerful. And then when you're ready, an invitation to interlace your fingers loosely. And then wrist circles. So, of course, motion is motion. And then reverse the direction. And then when you're ready, release your hands, reach up to the sky. So extend beyond your wrist, beyond your fingertips. Fold your fingers in, or maybe placing your hands on the back of your head. And this time we can shout out, we are. We can. And we will. So together we can. And with a sigh of relief, float your arms down. Ah. And a little shake out again. So do a little bum dance. We fidgets. So when you're ready, straighten your elbows. Arms by your side, and then bend your elbows. Let's see, I've been taught this for a while. Bend your elbows, palms face forward, and then turn your palms facing forward and straighten your elbows. So turn your palms forward, bend your elbows, turn your palms facing away, maybe a better way to phrase it. Straighten your elbows, turn your palms face forward, bend your elbows, palms face away, straighten your elbows. One more time. Palms face forward, bend your elbows, palms face away, and straighten your elbows. Okay, so let's take our fingertips to our shoulders, or wherever you can reach comfortably, and then draw circles with your elbow points. See if you can create a little half smile, like a little Buddha smile. So when we smile, it releases saliva. And so we want a nice juicy mouth and juicy body. We all know what it's like to have a dry mouth. Oh, we've been to the dentist. And then reverse the direction. So take a pause anytime you blank. And then as you're ready, just float your arms down. And shake out again. And so take a moment, let your belly soften, your breath is quiet. And so an invitation now to bend your elbows, soft fists, and then circle your arms away. So you might bring your arms up close to your shoulder height, if that works for you. And then circle in the opposite direction. And release. And so stretch your palms, or extend your arms, stretch your palms, and then maybe make soft fists. Stretch your palms, soft fists. Stretch your palms, soft fists. And so let's roll our shoulders up, back and down. And then when you're ready, bend your elbows, palms facing each other. And then take hold, cup your elbow point with your hand. Draw that arm in towards the midline. Let the top of your shoulders soften away from your ear. And then maybe hinging forward a little. On inhale, you're reaching up a little higher. And release. So let's come into this on the other side. So elbows are bent, cup your opposite elbow, draw your arm in towards the midline. Let your shoulders soften away from your ear, hinging from the hips, maybe coming forward a little. And then on inhale, reaching a little higher if you want. And release. And so when you're ready, inhale, extend your arms out, press your hands away, and then bring your hands together in prayer and pressing your palms away round your spine. So inhale, extend your arms away, pressing your hands back. Chest opener, and then bring your hands together in prayer, pressing your palms away round your back. So one more time. Inhale, extend your arms up and away, pressing your hands back. Bring your hands together in prayer, pressing into your hands round your spine, pressing your hands away. And then slowly release your hands and shake out again. Whew. And feel your work. All right, so the yoga happens between the poses and the movements. Notice how you feel. Notice any subtle sensations. So, moving on, let's come into some of the movements in the spine, so a gentle warm-up. So let's begin with a practice to help find our balance. So you might draw your hands in towards your hip creases, maybe making soft fist or open palm, whatever works for you. If you can bring your feet out a little wider than hip bone distance, go for it. And then sitting up nice and tall, hinging from the hips, rock forward. So lead with the heart, not the head. And so it's not about seeing how far we can go. We just kind of that just right amount of effort and ease. And then rock back. So in your own time and rhythm for a few more breaths or as long as feels comfortable. Keeping this movement flowing. And then slowly make your way back to a neutral spine. Release your arms by your side and we'll get into a gentle side bend. And so it can be interesting to close our eyes as we practice these gentle movements. And then if you'd like, bending your elbows low in front of you, looking straight ahead, coming into a twist. If you'd like to challenge yourself a little more today, bend your elbows, fingers reach to the sky, moving with your breath. So inhale to one side, exhale to the other. And slowly come on back to a neutral spine. Float your arms down. Let's shake out again. And take a moment to let your breath settle. The belly is soft. And so when you're ready, draw your hands in towards your hip creases. As you do, begin to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. So be careful not to throw your head back. So your eyes might meet where the wall meets the ceiling. And so you'll know your head's back too far if it's difficult to swallow. We'll stay here for a few breaths, as long as it feels comfortable. And then as you're ready, slowly come on back to neutral spine. Then drop your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your front body, round your whole spine. On inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Drop your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your front body, round your whole spine. On inhale, come back to neutral spine. Drop your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your spine, or front body, pardon me, round your whole spine. And slowly come on back to neutral spine. Again, taking a moment, check in, notice how's your breath. So our old friend, our breath. Notice any subtle sensations. So moving on, an invitation to, again, bringing your hands in towards your hip creases. And then we'll, moving from our hips, we'll come into hip circles. So circle forward and back. So warming up our lower back and our hips. And then an invitation to move in the opposite direction. So this movement can feel a little bit strange if you're not accustomed to it. So you move a little slower, moving in your own pace. And then slowly make your way back to your neutral spine. Release your arms by your side, then rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. And soft Buddha belly, quiet breath. So let's come into a fuller version of cat and cow. So again, a warm up for our spine. And so I'm going to turn my chair sideways so that you get a better view of what's going on with our spine. And of course, you can practice from where you are, facing forward. And so, if possible, bring your feet a little wider than outer hip bone distance. Make sure that your knees are in line with your ankles, toes can be turned out a little. And so if you're needing the back of the chair for support today, honor that. And so with your hands resting on your thighs, on an exhale, sliding your hands away towards your knees, round your spine. As you round your spine, draw your navel in towards your spine. On inhale, slide your hands back towards your hip creases. Arch. Exhale, round. Draw your navel in towards your spine. On inhale, arch your back. And so in your own time and rhythm, for a few more breaths, keeping this gentle warm up for our spine flowing. And slowly come on back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms by your side, rest your hands on your thighs, your knees, and notice how that movement makes you feel. So we're focused on how we feel, not what we look like. I only caught part. I saw a little bit of chat. I'm going to have to come in closer to see what was written in the chat. And so, sorry, I'm a little bit visually impaired. Transfer armless chair. Okay, so the question is, I'm in a wheelchair. Should I transfer to armless chair and rider to do these exercises more easily? If you feel stable in an armless chair, absolutely, I would encourage you to. Your choice. Okay. And so, moving on. And so let's come into a side bend. And so repose, ground through your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet. Sits bones are sharp on the chair. Your spine is long, front body soft. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Lifting up through the crown of your head. And then when you're ready, take hold of the underside of your chair. Release your opposite arm by your side, turn your palm face up. And on inhale, reach your arm up. So it might be with a bent elbow. Maybe it feels okay to reach up and over. And so whatever your arm placement is, turn your gaze down towards the floor and breathe into your rib cage. So can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? And slowly come out of the pose on the side. I'm just going to back the chair up a little. Take a moment and we'll come into the pose on the other side. So if you're in a wheelchair, most probably have an armrest. So rather than taking hold of the underside of the chair, you might rest your arm on your armrest. And so release. So resting your arm on the armrest, taking hold of the underside of the chair, release your opposite arm by your side. Turn your palm face up on inhale. So if you have any kind of shoulder issues going on, just bending the elbow, reaching up might be your pose, or maybe it's okay to reach up and over. And so keep your sits bones on the chair. And breathe into your rib cage. Can you feel that you're creating space in your rib cage? And then slowly come out of the pose on the side. Take a moment. Let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. A soft Buddha belly, quiet breath. And so let's come into a seated twist. So I'd like to actually teach two versions today. And so my hope for you is that you create your own home yoga practice. And so lots of variations of the poses available. And so for this one, hands are together in prayer. And then I will inhale, lengthen your spine, and then bring your elbow point down to your thigh. Lift your opposite elbow up towards the sky. If it's okay for your neck, turn your gaze up. And then slowly come back to neutral spine. Inhale, lengthen, and then opposite side. Bring your elbow point down to your thigh. Opposite elbow comes up, turning your gaze up, maybe looking on the horizon. Press into the palms of your hands. On inhale, come back to your neutral spine. Release your arms by your side and take a rest. So for this next version of a side or a twist, if possible, bring your feet a little wider than outer hip bone distance. Knees in line with your ankles. It's okay to have your toes turned out slightly. And then when you're ready, reach your hand across to the outside of your knee or your thigh. The other hand comes beside you on the chair or behind you. You might, if you're in a wheelchair, have a handle on your chair. Maybe bringing your arm over the handle works for you. And so inhale, lengthen your spine. On your exhale, beginning from the base of your spine, going into your twist. And then turn your head last. And close your eyes, softly focused inward or soften your gaze. Slowly unwind. And come on back center, take a moment, and we'll come into the pose on the other side. And so as you're ready, reach your hand across to the outside of your knee or your thigh. The other hand comes beside you or behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, one vertebrae at a time. Into your twist. Head turns last. Soft Buddha belly, quiet breath. And slowly unwind, come back center. So let's come into the twist one more time on each side. So we're sitting up tall, reach across, hand outside your knee or thigh, other hand beside you, behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist. And slowly unwind, come back center. Take a moment. And we'll come into the pose on the other side. So reaching across, take your other hand beside you or behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and always going into your twist on the exhale. And slowly unwind. And so rock and roll, move dynamically, reaching up to the sky and then twist. Inhale, reaching up and twist. Inhale, reaching up and twist. One last time, reaching up on an inhale, twisting on your exhale. And then come on back to neutral spine. So side bends, twists, pretty intense spinal movements. So we need to realign our spine. And so as you're ready, take hold of the underside of your chair for stability. And then hinging from the hips with a flat back, come forward. So lead with your heart, not your head. And so this might be your forward bend today. So notice how it feels to tuck your chin in slightly. Sometimes when you come into forward folds, our chin wants to jut up. So this might be your forward fold. Maybe you feel okay resting your forearms on your thighs. Let your head hang slightly. And then breathe into your lower back. Or you might imagine that your lungs are in your lower back. And slowly come out of the forward fold by pressing down through your inner heel. So it might be an energetic pressing down. One hand on each inner thigh. Come on back up. Cool. And so let's come into practice of sun salutations. Modified in the chair. And so sun salutations are heating and strengthening. So let's repose. Make sure your feet are placed evenly on the floor, on your footrest. If you're seated in a chair, make sure your brakes are on or your chair is turned off. Of course, that's a suggestion. If you feel okay with your brakes not on, that's your choice as well, of course. And so let's begin with our hands in prayer pose. Lift your elbows slightly. And then release your arms by your side. Turn your palms face up with a soft bending of your elbows. On an inhale, reach up into mountain. So your arms might be up along your ears. Maybe it feels better to have your arms in gold pose. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through the heart. So bowing our head to our heart gives us a little nerve flossing for our neck. When you're ready, release your arms by your side. Turn your palms face up. On inhale, reaching up to the sky. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Release your arms by your side, spiral your palms open. Inhale, reaching up into mountain. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Hinging from the hips, come forward with a flat back. Take hold of the underside of your chair. So forward fold. And when you're ready, we'll come into a seated version of downward facing dog. So extend your arms in front of you, reaching through the fingertips. And then as you're ready, place your hands on your thighs and come into baby cobra. So lift up through the crown of your head. And then as you're ready, around your back, cat-cow movement. Back to neutral spine. When you're ready, bring your hands into prayer. Release your arms by your side, palms face up. Inhale, reach up into mountain. Hands come together in prayer down through the left arm. Gently twist to the side. Inhale, come back centered. Gently twist to the other side. Back center. Release your arms by your side. Turn your palms face up. Inhale, reach up into mountain. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through the heart. So this time, turn your torso towards your knee and then float your hands down over your knee. Come on back to neutral spine. Spiral your palms open, reaching up to the sky, mountain pose. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Turn your torso towards the opposite knee. Float your hands down. Hug your knee. Come back to neutral spine. Palms face up. Reach up to the sky. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. And so let's do one more round. So release your arms by your side. Turn your palms face up. On inhale, come into mountain. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Release your arms by your side. Palms face up. Reach up into mountain. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Arms by your sides. Spiral your palms open. Soft bend in your elbows, coming up into mountain. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Hinging from the hips, come into a forward fold. Take hold of the underside of the chair for stability. When you're ready, come into a adaptive version of downward facing dog. Extend your arms. Place your hands on your thighs. Inhale. Lifting our sternum, crown, reaching out through the crown. Round your back. Into a little cat and cow movement. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Back to a neutral spine. Bring your hands together in prayer. Release your arms by your side, palms face up, reach up into mountain. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Gently twist to the side. Inhale, come back center, twist to the other side. On inhale, come back center. Release your arms by your side, palms face up, reach up to the sky. Your hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Turn your torso towards your knee, let your hands float down over your knee. Back to neutral spine, reach your arms up into mountain. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Turn your torso towards your opposite knee, float your hands down over your knee. Inhale, come back to neutral spine, reach your arms up into mountain. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. And take a rest. So shake that if you like. So let's bring your palms together, rub your hands vigorously, energize your hands. And then just place your hands a few inches apart. Notice if you feel a little bit of, I don't know, heat maybe between your hands. And then place your hands wherever you feel you're still holding tension. And so bringing some of that lovely healing energy to wherever you feel in your body that you've been holding tension, stress. And then let's do this one more time. Rub your palms together, energize your hands. And so placing your hands wherever you feel your body's talking to you. Good. And so we're going to come down off the mountain and seated comfortably back in your chair in preparation for a short guided meditation and your final relaxation. And so I think I'm going to maybe, okay, so we're turning the light down a little bit for this piece. So make sure that you're warm enough. So I always like to have a blanket close by. And so placing a blanket on our thighs can encourage grounding, for a towel that can help with fatigue. And of course, this doesn't work for everyone. So just getting whatever you need to feel that you're seated comfortable in your chair. And so for this meditation, I'd like to invite you to explore a mudra. So mudras are hand gestures that were created to help us focus our mind. And this is called the mudra of calm abiding. And so simply is just placing our hands face down on our thighs. And then draw your hands in towards your hip creases a little. And so you might soften your gaze or close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you. And then to maybe explore, bring the tip of your tongue just behind your two front teeth, top two front teeth. Or resting your tongue at the bottom of your mouth. Maybe a little distance away from your teeth. And so an invitation to look down and into your heart and see what you can see. And then imagine that you're breathing into your heart. And so for today, I'd like to invite you to explore a mantra. So a sound, actually it's not a sound, it's something, a phrase that you repeat silently to help focus the mind. And the mantra is so hum. And so hum. And so we'll sit in silence for a moment or two. So come into whatever comfortable seated position you'd like for your final relaxation. And so if you have the ability to recline in your chair, invitation to do so, making sure your head and neck is supported. Make sure you have what you need to stay warm. And so we are not meant to fall asleep in this final relaxation. It's meant to be a deep, conscious relaxation. And so begin by rolling your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. So not scrunching your shoulder blades together, but allowing your shoulders to soften away from your ears. Close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. So if you're wearing eyeglasses, you want to remove them for this. Rest your hands, palms face up or down as desired. Soft Buddha belly, soft palms, quiet breath. Allow your breath to breathe itself. Relax your jaw and clench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. Silently, if you like, on inhale, saying let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. It's challenging to quiet the mind. Placing our hands on our Buddha belly, bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. Without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body. Thank your body again. Our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. Now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you'd like. And come on up seated comfortably to finish up your yoga practice. Thank you. Notice how you feel before and after your yoga practice. Questions or feedback, always love to hear from you. And so my lovely tech hosts will open it up at this time. And I'm going to bring my chair in a little closer.
Well, Bobbie, I started this really tense because I had a bad time at one of the places I had to go and visit today. One of those useless trips that turned into nothing at all. So I came into this session feeling really strung up and all this, and now I feel okay. So thank you.
Lovely. Means I did my job. Yeah, the hard part's getting here. So I'm just gonna.
Thank you, Bobbie.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I find with the cold weather, I tend to tense up my shoulders, and I find the stretches really help to open up the shoulders and the neck. So thank you.
Wow, yeah, that's great feedback. Yeah.
Hi, Bobbie. I really enjoy the adaptive sun salutation with the downward facing dog and the baby cobra. I really like that. Thank you for bringing it into the class.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
I gotta go. I'm on baby duty today.
Okay, Grandma, take care.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. And
Thank you again, Bobbie.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Bobbie.
take care, Shock. I'm just
Bye.
bye, guys. Okay, so in the chat, thanks, Bobbie. This is my first time. I'm in pain today. This helped. Awesome. Okay, guys, so a little closer. Hi.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, lovely to have you participate.
Bye.
Yeah, take care.
You too. Bye. Thanks.
Bye. I looked for I have a bunny rabbit. He's hiding right now. So they're actually nocturnal.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll yeah, any chance I get, I'll bring him into the class. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, at some point.
Thanks.
So take care, guys. I'll see you again soon.
See you next week.
Righto.
Okay, I'll end the webinar.